What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be talking about what needs to be done to pass a prop firm challenge. Now, I'm going to be speaking more to people who are on the futures side of things, but you can definitely incorporate this to your Forex prop firm challenges as well. So again, some of the big companies that are out there, Top Step as well as Apex, I have accounts with both of them. So I kind of know what needs to be done and how this needs to be kind of played out in order to pass these challenges. I do think that they're to be traded a little bit differently. As with Apex, you have that intraday trailing drawdown on those unrealized gains. So again, if you're not familiar with that, let's just give you a general example. Let's say you're in a particular trade to the long side and your unrealized gains are at $1,000. You're looking for more of a move. The move pulls back. You cash out with a $500 gain. Your intraday high watermark is going to be at 1,000. Even though you locked in 500, you're going to be down $500 on that trailing drawdown. Versus with Top Step, let's say you're up $1,000. Realistically, you would need to lose $2,000 on the day for that to kind of auto liquidate you out. So again, both similar but different. Okay, so with Apex, the benefits of trading with a prop firm like Apex is you can have up to 20 accounts. So the way I kind of look at Apex is I'm going to go ahead and start more evaluations, trade more, not try to hit home runs, but more so base hits across 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 accounts, versus with Top Step, they only allow 3 accounts. So you kind of want to let those trades work a little bit longer, make a little bit bigger profits on a trade by trade basis with Top Step. Again, it all comes down to your trading personality. Some people like to hold longer trades. So if you're a type of trader who wants to, be in a move 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, I would definitely recommend Top Step. Okay. If you're a scalper, then none of the intraday trailing drawdown really matters to you, because when you get your move and you get 10, 15, 20 points very quickly, you're going to get out. So you never really have to worry about that trailing drawdown. So again, if you're a scalper and you want multiple accounts to, let's say, focus on making $80 or $100 on one account, just duplicate that times 5, 6, 7, 8 accounts. So instead of $100 a day, it becomes $5, 6, 7, $800 spread across multiple accounts. If you want to look at larger time frames and hold trades longer, definitely go with the Top Step. So one of the ways that I believe, in my personal opinion, how to pass these prop firms is one of two ways, right? So the first way being that you trade the account as if you're already funded, meaning we're going to trade very, very small size. And also, depending on what size evaluation that you have is going to depend on how many number of contracts you can trade. If you are trading a $25,000 account or a $50,000 account, by no means necessary should you ever be trading mini contracts if you have not been funded and you don't have a nice cushion. Let's say, for example, you've had an account for 3 or 4 or 5 months and you have 10, 15, 20, $30,000 worth of padding, then yeah, definitely go out there and trade some minis. But in the beginning stages, stay with micro contracts. It's a clear defined risk. So for example, if you're going to lose $2 a point trading micros, let's say, for example, you're setting a 25-point stop loss. The most you're going to be able to lose is $50 a trade on one given contract. Now, from there, your risk management can be tightened up a little bit more, and it could be scaled. So if you're going to trade 2 contracts with a 25-point stop loss, the most you're going to be able to lose is $100 a trade, so forth and so forth. So if you trade 4 micro contracts, the most you're going to lose is $200. So even with that, you can tell yourself, I'm going to set a daily loss limit at around $200, $250. If I lose more than that, I'm going to go ahead and come back the next day and trade, and also kind of set up your 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So if we're going to be willing to take profits or take a loss at 25 points, let's be willing to start taking profits at 25 points as well. So again, goes back to, are you a scalper or are you a longer term intraday trader? So if you're a scalper, taking those 25 points, maybe off 2-3 trades, depending on the setups, is a lot less stress versus someone who maybe needs, to catch a bigger move, kind of an all-day trend. So for example, if you look at the chart today, realistically, we got our first setup right off the bell that essentially rode higher all day, only coming into the 20-period moving average once at about 3 hours after the market opened, and still continued to go higher. So we had two official setups, right, based on my strategy at Evolution Traders for scalping these futures. Other than that, everything was just continuation, consolidation, breakout, continuation, consolidation, breakout. So when you really look at it, if you were trading looking for 25 points, this first trade here from 963 all the way up to 16,000 was a 25-point winner plus, right? This trade here from 16,055 all the way up to 88 and then 96 and obviously 16,100 was an easy 25 points as well. So even if you had a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, you would have taken 50 points out of the market on 2 trades. Now, here's one thing that becomes very difficult for a lot of traders when they're trading these prop firm challenges, is that when, let's say, particularly you don't take this play due to whatever, maybe you weren't at the screens, maybe you had a personal bias coming in, maybe you just missed the play altogether. And then when we're in some action like this here, right, you're starting to look, maybe the market's coming down. So let me take a short position. You get stopped out. Well, maybe I'm going to take this breakout. If we break this structure here, we hit a supply zone, pull right back, you stop out and lose. So you can see that once you start deviating from your trading plan, you can start to take these paper cut losses when essentially the market was green all day. We should have been getting long essentially all day long. Every pullback into support, we should have been long. Every new high breakout that had a pullback and a break and retest should have been used as an opportunity to go long. But again, when you don't have that clear trading plan and you don't understand how to kind of navigate your account, you tend to make foolish mistakes that set you up for failure. So again, here's my best advice for passing prop firm challenges. Figure out how many losing trades you can take based on how much points you're going to risk before you blow your account. So, for example, if we're going to give up $250 a trade, that means that we're going to trade somewhere between 4 and 5 micro contracts, and we're going to risk 25 points. If we're going to risk 25 points, then how many trades can we afford to lose before we lose that account? If we're on Top Step, right, we're talking about 8 trades in a row that we would have to lose before we lose our account. If we're talking about Apex, it's closer to around 10, 11, 12 trades that we would have to lose as their trailing draw or their max loss is 2,500 versus 2,000 on a 50K account is what I'm talking about. So if you have 8 to 12 trades to play with, you need to figure out in your trading plan, what does your particular strategy hit at a 1-to-1? So basically, if you hit at around 55, 65%, you are not going to blow your account in one day. You're not going to blow your account in one trade. You're not going to blow your account in 1 week. If you wait for your setups, you take them appropriately, and you follow good risk management, you should be able to slowly see the profits come in week after week. Again, don't look at it on a trade by trade basis, because of the fact that any trader, even the most profitable day trader out there, doesn't hit at a 90% win rate. Maybe you have a winning day of 100% where you don't lose any trades. Maybe you have a winning week and finished every day green, but trade by trade doesn't mean that you win every single trade. So that's another thing I want you guys to kind of understand, is that you're going to have losing trades, but how well do you manage those losing trades? Can you manage those losses in a way to where, let's say we take a trade off the open and it's a loser, and the next trade we take is a winner. At that point in time, we are a break-even trader. Is it smart to take the third trade that can send us back down into the loss? Or should we maybe just be happy that we were able to come back and kind of finish the day there at a break-even day? Because the next day you come in, you can win 2 winning trades in a row. And if we're looking for a 1-to-1 based on trading 3 to 5 micro contracts, and we're looking for anywhere between $200 and $250 profits, then essentially we can take that break-even day only to have the next preceding days, maybe be up to 50, 500, 750. And at the end of the week, you can be taking home about $500 to $750 playing very small size and very conservative. I'm all in favor of playing very small size, playing conservative, but scaling multiple accounts. So instead of trying to trade mini contracts, or instead of trying to make, $1,000 a week or $2,000 a week on one account, I would rather make $500 a week times 5 accounts, $500 a week times 3 accounts. Now, obviously, this is going to require you to have multiple evaluations running at one time. But if you're going to treat this as a business, think about it in a business mindset. You need to always be working on the next thing, which for futures trading and this prop firm kind of industry space, that means you always need to constantly actively be working on a new evaluation. You need to actively be out there trying to pass a new challenge. It doesn't mean that we're trying to just pass and get funded one account, 50,000, and it's an end all be all. We're just going to be able to sit back and retire off one account. No, as soon as we pass the one account, we need to actively be out there trying to get the second one while trading our first one. And that's what's really going to kind of determine if you're going to be successful or profitable, and how much money you're going to actually be able to scale up and make is also going to depend on how well you can micromanage multiple accounts. A lot of people want to be a trader, but most people don't know how to manage their money and don't know how to manage their accounts and their business. If you have a hard time trading one account, how are you ever going to trade 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 accounts? You need to get really good at, managing your time, managing your task, managing your emotions, right? So again, what's my best advice to pass prop firm challenges? Either A, trade the prop firm challenge as if you're already funded. Look for that low risk trade setup. Look for that low risk kind of, if I lose on 3 or 4 or 5 micro accounts, I'm only going to be down 200 or 250. So set a good stop loss, meaning we want to be working with the same kind of one-to-one R to R each and every single time. So if we're going to give up 25 points and we're able to make 25 points, we got to be thinking about taking those profits, right? Because again, if we lose one trade, all we're going to do is scratch out our previous trade. And then obviously when we win the next trade, we're going to be back in the green. And if we go on a series of 2, 3, 4 trades in a row, that could potentially be winners. Like for example, in today's particular situation, you could have taken 1 winner, 2 winners, and been done for the day. So how fast you can stack up those winning days is definitely, how fast you're gonna be able to pass these challenges. The next way to kind of pass these prop firm challenges is to kind of look at the overall balance. Let's say you have a $50,000 account and you risk 1% a trade. So if you risk 1% a trade, that's going to be around $500 per trade that you're looking to risk. I'm going to risk $500. You can even risk 2%, which is going to be closer to $1,000 a trade. So essentially, if you need to make $3,000 to pass a challenge, let's say we're risking close to 2%, and each winning trade we're going to make $1,000, essentially would mean that we need to only have 3 winning trades before we're able to pass that challenge. But also understand that you're going to give up and blow accounts, because if you lose, you're going to lose $1,000 at a time. Now, I know there's a strategy out there that a lot of guys like to use, is where, let's say, for example, okay, we'll use Apex as an example. Right now, you can get a $50,000 account for around $20. So let's say you go out there and you spend $200 and you get 10 accounts. You run a 2% kind of a 2% risk per trade on those accounts. Yes, you're going to lose some accounts because you're going to blow the accounts. However, if you do get on a hot streak, like for example, today you would have made 1,000 here, you would have made 1,000 here, you would be $2,000 in the green and only one more trade away from passing. So again, I wouldn't trade them all together. I'd kind of trade them separate. If you do want to go ahead and use a copy trader and you bought 10 accounts for, let's say, $200, I would definitely probably trade them in groups of 3 or groups of 2. So again, even if you do lose some accounts because you blow them, you're probably, based on probabilities, going to pass, 2, 3, 4 of these accounts as well. So even if we lose 5, 6 accounts because we blow them, you can definitely pass 2, 3, 4 accounts by passing them using that close to 2% risk per trade. Again, that's a little bit more high risk, but the people who do that understand, hey, I only put in $200. So even if I was to lose all of the accounts, I would only lose $200, right? Most of us lose $200 in a trade with real money. Half the time we don't even bat an eye. So again, you're only losing $200 to start. It's not like you're losing thousands and thousands of dollars trying to pass these. That's how you can pass these evaluations fast, by risking like 2% a trade. But just understand, you're also going to blow accounts along the way. So you can't just buy one account or two accounts and tell yourself, well, I'm going to go out there and risk $1,000 per trade and try to trade a 1-to-1 R to R. Because on two accounts, you might blow them and then it's going to just set you back. You need to go out there and get 10, 15, 20 of them even, right? And if you have that, the risk, spreads evenly and you can trade them all separately. If you're on Top Step, you can go out there and buy 3 of them, $50,000 or $50. So you could be $150 in for 3 accounts. You can do the same thing. They give you $1,000 daily loss limit with Top Step. You can definitely set it up at like 1.5% risk per trade on that account. So if you win, you're going to win close to $800, $900. And if you lose, you're going to lose close to $800, $900. And essentially you're only able to lose probably 3 trades max before you need to hit that winning trade to kind of keep you in the game. But that's how people pass relatively quickly. Okay. Now the other way, the first way that I explained how to pass these challenges is to treat it as if you're already funded. So when you're already funded, you're not going to go do that where you're risking 1-2% a trade, because you don't want to lose a funded account. If you want to do it the slower way is to play 2, 3, or 4 micro contracts, put a 25 point, 30 point stop loss on each trade. So when your strategy triggers an entry, automatically all you do is put a 25 or 30 point stop loss. Again, do the math on how many number of contracts you want to trade. Is it 2, 3, or 4? And then from there, you can see on that 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, whether you're going to make $100 a trade or $150 a trade or $200 a trade, but also realize that the most you can lose is 100, 200 on the trade as well. So that's a slower way to do that. That's how I do it in my funded accounts. Is I look to put on 2, 3, or 4 micro contracts max, put on a 25, 35 point stop loss somewhere in between there based on the day's ATR and a 5-minute time frame. And then from there, if I do get a winning trade and I'm up $150, $200, I just call it quits. I aim to try to make around $1,000 a month per account. My goal is to get 10 funded accounts, and if I can average $800, $1,000 per account, that would be an average of $8,000 to $10,000 a month in payouts. That would be great side income that I can use in conjunction with my options trading income that is what 90% of my trading income comes from. So again, that's the road that I'm on. That's how I'm trying to play it. I'm taking these challenges and trading them as if I'm already funded and kind of just using that kind of model. But again, there's the other model where you take a set dollar amount, $250, and you buy as many challenges as you can, and you risk 1% to 2% per trade, and you try to knock these out and get them funded within inside of a week. The way that I do it is going to take a lot longer. It's going to take you 3, 4, 5 weeks to get funded. The other way, you could essentially be funded in 2 or 3 days. So again, it all depends on you as a person. Do you want to, put more risk on the table and try to pass? Or do you want to take it slower? No, either way is correct. The whole goal here is to get them funded. That's the goal. It doesn't matter how we get there. Let's just get there. But again, once we get there to being funded and having these account challenges pass, we need to know how to manage our risk in that live funded stage. We don't want to be doing nothing crazy like risking 2% when we're in the live funded stage, because all that hard work and all of that kind of thought process and that business plan can go out the window if you're just over leveraged to the gills. So again, if you guys like this type of video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll make more videos and give more tips and tricks on strategies and how you can get funded and how you can start building out a trading plan. If you guys want to trade with me each and every single day live, I created a new membership. It's $12 a month to sit, listen, watch me trade each and every single day live, along with the other traders in Evolution Traders. So again, not only can you listen to myself, but you can listen to the other traders. as well as getting access to that text channel for some of the live trading in the Discord as well. I also still offer that lifetime mentorship. Again, I doubled the price, and the only reason I doubled the price is because my time is just as important as yours, and I don't want to waste time on mentorships with people who are not serious. So again, that's for more serious traders. Not a lot of people are serious about trading. They think they're serious about making money, but they're not really serious about the whole learning stage. So again, if I'm going to invest a lot of time, a lot of calls, a lot of one-on-one conference calls, a lot of one-on-one meetings with you, I want to make sure that you're actually serious. Again, I know that that's not for everyone. Not everyone's really cut out to be a trader. Most people just have and love the idea of being a trader. So that's why I offer the $12 a month to just get into the live trading room. But again, if you are serious and you would like to take your trading to the next level, I do offer that personalized mentorship. That's also found down in the description box below, but I'll see you guys all in the next video.